play. Asian definition of cosplay and how long they've been doing it is definitely Japan is in the roots, and I know the Asian attitude to cosplay is more about looking your best and looking really good. Like you'll notice where they really pay attention to detail, like hair and makeup is, and their photography is really great. Not to say that the other side doesn't have anything great either.
But
it's
this
just
is what they do in
that's
Asia.
their point of view. They see it more as modelling and rather than a whole skit sort of a basis. I think the whole skit culture comes probably from the US as predominant because they've been doing it the longest, and I suppose people have heard about it the longest. They view it more as I suppose as performance, like
Role playing, being in character, and
so they take it from sci-fi and fantasy origins because like as long as there've been like conventions about that, people sort of it's just a different sort of medium, and as soon as anime has started to have a place in that culture, I suppose, of sci-fi and fantasy, people have been turning their attentions to it.
Sometimes it can be a little awkward, sort of mentioning it to sort of perhaps workmates and colleagues. When I was given the trip to the Tokyo Game Show, I had to explain cosplay as a costume competition because I would say cosplay and they sort of gave me this blank look, and I had to explain it was a costume competition for characters from these particular sort of genres of media, and then it sort of translated a little bit better.
There's a real stigma on cosplaying out in the open in society in Japan, and that is one big thing that is a massive difference. Whereas while people give you some funny looks, no one's gonna call up the police, and if you're across down the street taking some pictures,
you usually just get, oh, nice hair, mate, when you're walking past.
Or you get, what the hell are you doing,
Yeah.
I think it's a growing craze outside of Japan. It's no longer limited. Cosplay's been around for quite a while now.
The way we approach a photo shoot is we like to recreate certain scenes or certain angles that our characters were involved in. We really put a lot of thought into the photography and the setup. Cosplay photography differs to, I say, just snapshot stock standard photography because you're aiming to be either more emotive or more
creative,
more artistic in your shots, and your photographer needs to know the series as well as you do for it to be a successful shoot because it's not just about taking a picture of yourself in the full costume. It's about really setting it up. And
there are people that are fans of the character I'm cosplaying, who's Oscar Langley, saw you from Neon Genesis Evangelion, and they've been like, oh my god, Oscar! And yeah, you just make friends that way. Confidence-wise, it's really nice. It's a good boost to the ego to be asked for photos and when people recognise you.
You'll get kids, and there'll be kids usually, and when I say kids, I'm talking maybe someone between 6 and 16 who just comes out and they're just really nervous, they're terrified. But there's no reason to be, because a cosplay crowd is going to be the friendliest audience in the world. That's anywhere between 200 and 1,000 people who are just so happy to see you there. They're so happy to see that you've put effort in. As long as you put some effort in, or you're having a go, they really love it, So it can be a great confidence boost. I haven't yet seen someone whose confidence was destroyed by their appearance in cosplay.
I think the biggest build of confidence would be for most people to get up on that stage in front of, 500, 600 people.
I mean, this is my first time, so I was a little bit nervous about, like I look at my character and I look at the anime drawing, I'm like, it's not exactly perfect, but I guess it's cosplay, so it's not going to be. And I get here and everybody's just like, wow, that costume's wicked. I'm like, really? Oh, cool. And yeah, it does boost confidence in a way.
For a start, you get people who are going to, they're going to invest in the idea of we're going to make something. And this could take months to do, and we're going to be as authentic as possible, And this, for some people, that ends up being their vocation. You get people who used to just cosplay and now they're costume designers. I mean, I know a guy whose big thing was, oh look, I want to be a fight choreographer. So now he's opened his own Jedi training school, and he kicks ass. He's cosplayed out here as well. They all make their own suits, things like that. It's just a wonderful thing, and what it does is it adds a wonderful live element that otherwise wouldn't be there. And the thing is, really good cosplay. Being essentially a show, and a show that people have spent months, working on the costumes and crafting a sketch, has the opportunity to be something better than just like, you know, a sad parade of, you know, geeks. You know, it's something. It's not really something for people to laugh at. It's something for people to laugh with. It's a great big proper show.
If you make the costume, you put emotion into it, you put time into it, so it means something to you. So the cosplay means something to you, and because you watch the anime and you vicariously live through it. Hopefully vicariously live through it. It's like there has some sort of meaning there, and that's art.
It's a mix of like acting and like crafts, like making costumes, acting characters. There's a whole bunch of stuff rolled into one.
A lot of times in anime and games, the female main characters are really annoying. They're all whiny and they're like, oh, main character, I love you. And I find that really annoying. And the really awesome characters are actually guys. So I tend to cosplay male characters a lot because I find them cooler to cosplay. And I don't want to cosplay a character that I find annoying. I like to be able to relate to the character in some way, even if it's just, wow, that's so awesome. So I've only ever cosplayed about one girl character, I think.
You get the guys who go, yeah, I can chuck on a frock, and they look like a guy wearing a frock. Or you get...
So you see like this Lolita dressed guy with a beard and you're like, oh my god.
No, please, my god, no. And then you get the guys like our friends who we helped just recently at the recent YCon, where we did the full... They made sure they shaved. We did all their full base makeup. They wore the bras and the inserts.
I attacked their eyebrows.
Yeah.
So they had really nice eyebrows.
And then we did like lipstick and eyeliner. They had eyelashes and everything.
And then they got hit on by men, and it was hilarious.
And we got hit on by the girls, but
it's
that.
quite funny, you know.
And it's just those things that you see. And you're like, yeah, with trap brigade.
Yeah, trap brigade. It's all about it's a trap. Yeah.
Some of the costumes I've seen over the years have been really quite amazing. You know, Godsmack. I mean, they've really taken care of what they want to do. It's better than some of the costumes that you've seen in films and things, because they really take the time and effort to do them.
For us, we're not satisfied to just, as I said, throwing on an outfit. We kind of have to get the right contact lenses to match our characters, get the wig styled properly, make sure our materials match whatever materials they were using in whatever that era or that time, depending on what you're cosplaying from.
You try and get as many reference pictures from as many angles as possible, just to make sure that that you're doing it correctly. It's really good when the creators will actually draw in seam lines for you, so you know where to put in the seams. Otherwise, you just tend to make it up.
You got to reflect on the characters' emotions, what they would do in a situation like that. Sometimes people go like out of their way to act the part of the character, say what the character would say, do what the character would do, have the character stance on life, things like that. Cosplaying is not really serious. You just do it for fun.
The cosplay community is really sweet, eh? Like, we all do something that most people consider really abstract or weird, so we're all pretty tight-knit. Like, everyone's really friendly and that, because we're all doing the same thing and enjoying the same thing.
And even if it looks kind of dodgy anyway, everybody's pretty... everyone's trying to push you to maybe do better.
Tightly knit communities bicker and fight a lot because usually there's nothing interesting to talk about. It's just, oh my god, did you hear what she said about this girl? And it's a he said, she said thing.